we are going to upgrade my Prusa Mark 2S to the Prusa MK2.5. I do have two cameras. I have a small webcam up here. I have my DSL there for recording. I don't expect this to be any high quality, so if you're looking for that, sorry. I do have the kit, as you just saw, my printer. I also have some screwdrivers, pliers, needle nose pliers, cutters, two Allen wrenches that I normally use, but I also have my Allen wrench sets just in case. And I also bought a kit of super lube. It's both the grease and the oil in a kit off of Amazon, because on pre-reading the instructions they do say they want you to clean the rods and then re-lubricate the bearings, so I bought this in advance. We're going to go over here on the laptop and bring up the instructions. The first steps be preparing the kit. So we're going to move some of these tools out of the way here so that we can get to it. I do apologize. This is a little bit of a crowded space, but this is all I have to work with. Alrighty, so let's open up the kit. Now, advance warning, I have opened this already and looked at it. So just so you know, I have done that. And we are going to see ourselves kind of in the background. It's the first time doing this now. So, of course, the Haribo gummy bears. And it has taken a lot for me to resist these. I'm just going to go over there for later. So we have bag one with screws and ties. Looks like a bag two with some cable adapters and more screws. And the extruder bag, which has the filament sensor, fans. They do give you the fan shroud because they want that in ABS. Congratulations, and of course where to find the assembly guides online. The printing handbook. Kind of a guide on, there are some parts you need to print. There is the 3mm filament in order to stress relief. They now have this soft wrap for off a bed, and then a regular roller wrap on the back. We have the heat bed, which I have opened and looked at already. It does not have, there are two sets of instructions, the wires hooked up. They are in there. And the best part of all, the stainless steel sheet, PEI coated. So we will put all this back in the box. Now they do say in the instructions, and you download the STL files and slice it. So before disassembly, they do recommend that you print out the replacement parts beforehand. In the instructions, they do talk about noticing version numbers and stuff like that. They do give you a link to the printable parts, and you're supposed to print them out. Now, what they provide, which that wasn't in here, and I apologize, is a black PETG. Let me see how well that's showing up. So they provide, and I just use these bags with this loose desiccant that I purchased to help keep it dry. Black, standard black PETG. So I started out, and that just all went loose, like you're not supposed to do. Apologize here, technical difficulties. Put that back away. So in advance, before you start the teardown, I want you to print out all of these parts. Keep them out of the black area there so you can kind of see them. I do believe there's a couple more back here. Let's grab them. So it's the, extruder body, extruder cover, axis. This goes on the back. This is on the top. This is for the filament feed. The top cover, as you can see now, that's the new design for the filament sensor, which is probably hard to see. There you go. For on the Rambo, the covers, the cable holds. And this was all nice, printed out very nicely. They recommend 20% infill, 0.2 layer height. I did 5 top, 4 bottom, and 3 perimeter. And that's just because I wanted them a little stronger than they needed. Now these are all nice, and I really liked them, but I saw somebody the other day who did a conversion of theirs to all blue. So I went down to my local shop, and I found, as it all falls down, this beautiful blue filament. Oh, and just to add a note, they do recommend it is PETG. So you need to make sure that your MK2.5 is tuned in, and you know the settings to do PETG for your printer at that time. So I have decided I'm going to go with these beautiful blue parts right now. I think they are just amazing looking. Now I know somebody else already on YouTube did this. I apologize, I don't remember the name, so I am kind of copying, but I also think too, in the end, I'm going to reprint all the other parts that are in orange, as you see here, and replace them, do a total teardown and replace them with the blue. But for right now, I'm going to get my printer back up and running and get it back up to 2.5. Now you'll notice, just amusingly, there's a string here that's holding up the back wire from the box, and I did have a cable chain there. I've had some issues here recently with the thermistor sensor wire breaking, and it broke twice and it shortened up a bit, and when I put the split loom back on there, it was just dragging and hitting against this back side. So I put a string on there right now to kind of suspend it until I get this upgrade done, and hopefully that will fix all that. So that's all the parts. Now remember, you need to print this as a prerequisite before you start essentially step 2 in the assembly, which is the teardown, which we will be getting to next.